Welcome guys, today I'll be solving Learn Linux Try Hack Me Room. So let's get started. So I've already deployed my machine and also connected to the OpenVPN, and if you don't know how to do that, I'll put a link in the description to how to connect to this VPN connection. And let's get started. So the first three questions do not have anything to answer. And for the fourth one, we need to SSH connect ourselves to the system, and let's get started. So we need to type ssh user@host. So ssh, and the username is, let's look for the username, Shiba1. So this is the username @ the IP address, and let's press enter. I am sure I want to connect, and the password is Shiba as well. So how am I pasting this is I am pressing Ctrl Shift V, or you can even do this, and let's see if this works. Yep, we are inside. So SSH into the network is done, and I've also, guys, I'll put a link for the playlist for different types of Try Hack Me rooms, so that you guys can just go and like bookmark that, and just every time you have a room which you want answers to, you can go over there. So echo command, okay, the second one is about echo command. So what does echo command do is it just returns whatever you typed back. So I'm telling hello, so you can see over here it's hello. Okay, so just let's finish this, and then next there is man command. Man command is used to tell you information about something, like about a command. Like for echo only, if I'll do man echo, it will give me a list and explain what does the echo command do. So for our question is this one, that how would you output hello without a new line. Okay, so let's look if we have something over here. Do not output the trailing new line -n. Okay, so we now kind of got our answer. So it would be echo -n, and what we need to output is hello. So let's copy and try it here first. Yep. So you can see the difference is that in this command and in this command, look and notice there is the position of this thing where it says Shiba1 @ root. This one continues over here on the same line, and this one leaves that line and goes over here. So our question was how to output hello without a new line. So no new line was created, and my output is done. And where did I find -n is from the man command. Man and the whatever command you want information to. Okay, ls. For ls is that you can list all the directories which are there inside this folder. So the command is ls for that. And so this currently, where am I? pwd is the present working directory. I am right now over here, and what is inside this folder is ls. There is Shiba1. So to which flag outputs all entry is ls-a. See, you can see so many flags, so many things over there, but only Shiba was seen. So the answer is -a. Now which flag outputs things in a long list format? That is ls-l. So this is a very long format for the same Shiba1. You can see this as well. You can see this. These are the permissions, and all of this as well. So now you get it. the flag for long list output is -l. Now the cat command is used to like give the output on the terminal. So let's do this. Firstly, I'll explain what is touch command. So touch command is used to make a file on the system. So if I'll do touch subs @txt, a new file name as subs@txt has been created now, and I can just cat that file. So which flag numbers all output lines. So again, let's use man cat. Man cat is just the manual for the cat command, and we need all the lines, so numbers, which means that it wants us to output the lines. So this will number the line. So the answer is -b. Okay, let's come out. So answer is -b. Nope, that's wrong. Let's go man cat again. Okay, it's -n. Our number all output lines. My bad, so sorry. It's -n. Now -b. Yep, it's -n. Number non-empty output lines. Okay, my bad. It's -n, guys. Sorry for that. And the touch command is, as I told you before, touch command is used to make a file, and I showed you before you can do ls. There is now on the file which has been created. You can even remove that file from rm and the file name. So running a binary, let's do this. So how would you run a binary called hello using the directory shortcut? So you can see over here, if you'll read this, to run that binary you need to type dot slash and the name is hello. Now how would you run a binary hello in the home directory using the shortcut? So I'll explain this with an example. Let's go to the previous directory. So to go to the previous directory, I can do cd --. Now I'm in the previous directory. As you can see, I was in this thing known as Shiba 1. So with cd --, I went into the previous directory. Okay. So for how do you run a binary called hello in the previous directory? Will be -- hello. Now, how would you run a binary called hello in home directory using this shortcut? So you can see over here, there's this tilde sign, which might be like in up side of the tab, I guess. So you need to use that symbol /hello, and that's it. Then there is binary Shiba 1. Now that you learned basic file operation, note the name of the binary Shiba 1 as shown in the title. Okay, we begin password of Shiba 2. Just a second, guys. So they say that once we have created this file called note and I'll run the binary, then you will be given the password for Shiba 2. Okay, so let's come back to where we were at Shiba when I type the command cd, and let me clear. Okay, C. Okay guys, so I've cleared this thing, and now let's do this. So they are saying us to create a file. So touch is the command which you use to create a file. So touch, and they want us to name as the file as node.txt. Okay, and now let's run the binary. So right now the binary is this one, Shiba1. So how to run this binary? As we saw earlier, since it is in the same folder, it's dot slash and the name. So name is Shibal1, and let's run this. And once we run this, it tells us that it has given the password for Shiba2, which is this. So we can copy this and let's paste it here, and it's done. SU. Now that we have next user password, seems like a good time to cover SU. SU is a command that allows you to switch the user while logging out and logging in again, for example. Okay. Specify which shell is used in the. Okay, so how do you specify which shell to use when you log in? So again we'll do man and su, and it gives us lots of options. So -s, which is -- shell, the shell that will be invoked, the invoked shell that is chosen. So that should be the one which we should use. And I think this is stuck. Let's see why. Okay guys, so now I'm out of the man command. I just press Ctrl C, force quit, and so the answer is -s. So I guess this will do, and then you will be prompted. Okay, so we need to switch user to Shiba2. So let's do that. Let's go and let's be Shiba2. We'll ask for a password, which is this thing. You can press Ctrl Shift C, Ctrl Shift V, and yep, it's done. So right now I am Shiba2, and I'm now no more Shiba1. And I was firstly at Shiba1, now I'm at Shiba2. That is why my location stays Shiba1, because I didn't switch my directories. Okay. So let's do this thing. Okay, this is just something to read. So this is the output operator. So we will output 20 to a file called test. Okay, so I need to output 20 to the file known as test. So let's see, first output 20. I'm just going to type command cd to get back to my home directory. Now as you can see, I'm back to my home. Now for this time the home is for Shiba2. Now let's do echo 20. Now I want it to output, I want this command. I'm pressing the upper arrow to get this to a file. Okay, file called as test. Okay, so let's output this to a file known as test, and now let's check the contents of test. So I told you about cat command, it outputs the content in the file. So this is our answer. Yep. So double greater than sign does the same thing with key difference, and it appends the output to a command instead of erasing it. Okay, so I'll explain this. So when you're typing this command, now I'm going to do double arrow, and let me just cat that file again. So you can see 2020. That is, when I used double arrow, it did not erase it, it just added the content after it. Now I'm going to type, I'm going to remove one arrow, and now if I'll do cat, it erased these two 2020s and created this new 20. So single arrow erase, double arrow keep everything, and start like append it, like start from after it. So ANDed means this thing. You can read. I obviously you might have read this. And okay, so okay, AND is like running two commands. First, after like one is executed, you can run the other command. So I'll echo AA, this will come, and echo AA and cat, that test file. You can see both of them were running. So read the above things, and I also tell you this thing. Since the second command comes after that, you can create something in the first command, in the second command. Okay. So I'll just show you this. Now if I make a mistake like cat1, which doesn't exist, so AA will come, but the second one will show its output that was error. But if I'll do an error in the first one, and now if I will run a second command, then it won't run the second command even though it's right. It's because this command would be and is like when the first command runs, then it will run the second command, because the second command could use some results which came from the first command. So that's it. For the AND, it just takes the operation to background. So let me clear. Here they have done sleep 5, let's do sleep 3, and for 3 seconds I can't do anything. So yep, as you can see, now when I'll use the AND operation, that thing will go in background and I can actually run. So as you can see, it didn't have to wait 3 seconds because that process went to the background. Okay, now this command. Okay, so this kind of like $sign symbol is used to make a environment variable. So when you create a new environment variable, when I created a new touch file, for example, if I do touch subs, then you can see okay, let's do ls. Okay, and then you can see there is a new file known as subs now which exists. But when I'll create an environment variable as hashtag ABC, then you won't see this in here because this thing is an environment variable. As you can see over here, we created touch user and you can't see user, but you can like give the output hi to the user and cat that. Okay, I'll just explain this one slash. You can just use this thing to set the value of an environment variable. So just let me type that command as well. So export variable name. So note, they want us to do that, and equal to 111. So equal to 1111. So let's copy this and paste it. So let's continue variable. So there is an environment variable named as home. So we need to get its value just like this, echo and then the $sign and the name. So try giving HOME as capital, then only I guess you will get the answer, and then paste it here and hit submit. It's done. Next is this OR one or the pipe. So pipe is used to like get input from one thing which can be passed to the other thing. For example, if I'll make a file by touch, let's do ls and touch file, let me nano file. So I'll put some characters, I'll leave a line, I'll put some characters, I'll like subscribe to my channel, then I'll save this and if I'll cat it now, I know you don't know about nano, just assume that I just edited it. So this is what I came. So now if I'll use the pipe command, which is here, it will pass this input to the next thing. So I can just do grep and maybe sub. So it took out sub from this line and gave us that line. You can see that sub is in red. So this grep will be done again in the further. You will see grep command is there below. Next is this command. This command is just like when you type command where it doesn't matter whether your first command is right or wrong, you can just leave it and do something. So even though the first command did not work, but the ls part did. So now again let's try this. So it first cleared happened, then ls worked. So it's just like that, like running two commands on one line. Now challenge is pretty simple. The binary is checking the environment value of test or the variable this exists, and if it sets equal to the current user environment variable. So let's do echo $. $sign is shift4 user. The value of this environment variable is Shiba2, and now we need to check if the environment variable this thing exists and if it's equal to that or not. So let's firstly make the environment variable. So touch $, and the name is test1234. It's missing something. Let's check. So I just echoed the value of this, and let's just see. So as we saw here, set the value, you need to type export. Okay, just a second. Yeah, export, then variable name, that is test1234, and then equal to value. So test1234 has to be equal to this value, equal to this one, user. Now let's run the binary, and this is the password. So what is Shiba3's password? This is the password. Next is advanced file operations, nothing there to type over here, and this one is just command. Then there is chmod command. So chmod command is to change permissions of a file. So if I do ls-l, you can see the permissions. So for the file I created, there is read and write. R is for read, W is for write, and X is for execute. So they have given different permissions. So what permission means that the user can read the file, the group can read and write the file, and no one else can read, write or execute. So firstly, the user can read the file. So to read, you must have 4, that is 4. So let's, okay, I didn't switch user out. Shiba3, and the password is, yep, yeah. So right now I haven't seen this one, Shiba3. Okay, so where are we here? That the first user can read the file. If I'll do this, so currently this is a directory, and the first I can read it and execute because it's rwx, then there is rwx, and there is r-x. So for what permissions can the user read the file and no one else can read the file? So first is read, the user can read. Second is group can read and write, that is 4 plus 2, that is 6, because write is 2. And the third one is no one else can do nothing, it's 460. What permission mean that the user can read, write and execute the file. The group can read, write and write and execute the file, and everyone else can. Okay, the user can read, write and execute, that is 7. All of 3, 4 plus 2 plus 1. The group can read, write, comma and execute the file, that is again 7. And everyone else can read and execute the file. I think this is the correct answer. Then there is chown. Chown is for who is like the owner of that file. So you can change the owner of the file to Paradox. How can you change it? So if just now you can see the owner of this file is Shiba3. So I'll just change it by doing chown, and then let's just type subs, and the name is test. Invalid user subs. Okay, there is no username as subs, that is why it's giving that error. So otherwise I can just change that thing. So let's make it Shiba1. Operation not permitted because these two have the same level of ownership. Let's do it over here. How would I change the owner of the file to Paradox? So chown Paradox file. We can see over here what has happened when like this person types chown Shiba1 file. Now Shiba1 was changed. Okay, now what about the owner and group of the file to Paradox? So again chown, that is the owner, that is Paradox, and then the name of the file is file, but this time even the group and even the owner both are Paradox, and the name is file. What flags are operate on every file? I think it's -r. Yep. And how do I know this? Is chown --help or man chown. You can do any of this. Yep. Operating files and directory recursively. Okay, so now next is remove command. Remove command is to remove every command. So again I'll do man, let me just clear this, and man rm. So in man rm, if you'll see -r is remove directory, and that and it will remove everything. -r flag deletes the file in the directory, and suppress all warning is from -force -f. And there is advanced file operations, mv is used to move files. So if I want to move this file known as file, so I'll type the name and then the location, and file will be moved. cp is used to copy file, and just cp, just like remove, copy will just copy it rather than cut and paste. Then cd and mkdir. So I'll explain cd real nice to you. So for cd, it's used to go to other directories. For example, there is test directory, so I can go in test, and I can see there are 2 other files known as test. I can even cat those files. Oh, sorry. so it's empty. That test1234 is empty. And now if I want to go to my home directory, so I can just type cd tilde and I'm back home. Okay guys, to make a directory called test and /temp. So actually I accelerated and the recording was off, but mkdir is used to make a directory, and then the location is /temp and the name is test. So this is how you make it, and typing this will make it. So if I create test1, now a directory name as test1 has been created. So now let's go to temp and let's do ls, and you can see test and test1. This error is because I actually had a directory known as test. That's why I just got this error. And now if I want to remove this directory, so I can just do maybe rm test. Okay, so rm cannot be done, rmdir, and yep, test has been removed. So you just saw that rm is for removing file, rm directory is for removing the directory. Now ln command is used for linking two files, so that if any changes in first file will be done on the second file as well. So how do I link /home test file to /temp test? So you need to type the command ln. I am not giving a proper this thing for linking file, because I personally haven't used that much. So let's do ln home /test /test file, and then the location, that is /temp /test, because there was no file name as test file. That's why this error came. But you can do this, so you can safely just skip this one, ln. Then the find command is actually quite useful, so you got to pay attention in that. So for file find command, I can just do find like /temp. So all these things have been listed where the /temp was used, and to like files which have a specific permission, you need to use -perm command. Now how do you find all files in home directory? So it's find /home, just like we did for temp. You need to do it for /home, and everything with the home in it has come. Now how would you find all files owned by Paradox on the old system? So when I do find / this will list every file in this operating system, like each and every file. It's like find all types. So how would I find all the files that are owned by Paradox? So I'm going to do find all, and these all the files in the operating system. I'm going to specify the user. So to specify the user, it's -user, and the name is Paradox. So this will do. Yep. Here I can just do find all where the user is equal to Shiba1. So you can see all of these files had the user Shiba1. So next command is grep. Grep is an extremely important command. This is what I think. Grep is like, I'll just show you. If there is test, let me make a file known as subs. Let me nano that file. Okay, fine. I'll tell you the use of grep. Just ignore nano for now. And let me just write some things. Okay. So if I'll cat subs, these are the 3 lines. Now if I want to search for something known as AS, so I can just do this thing, grep AS, and it will give out those 2 lines where the AS was used, and that too AS highlighted. So what flag is used for? Okay, fine, let's add -n to it, and it gave the line number as well. Line number 2, line number 3. So it's -n. Now how would I search for a string boop in the file AAA? So grep string file. You can also do this in just the previous one. Grep string was AS and the file was subs. Works the same. So here also, how would I search for string boop, file name AAA in this directory? So grep boop and the location of the file. Since it is in this directory, let's go here and the name of the file. Then there is Shiba3. I need the password. So let's do this. It's a directory called test1234. Okay, so they firstly want us to make a directory called test in home directory. So the thing is, we are actually in the home directory right now, and there is already this thing known as directory named as test. So we don't need to do that. We have test1234 as well. So I guess this thing is already done, and it will also be checking. Okay, that's done. The only thing is, now I need to find that Shiba3. So how do I do that? Okay, find all -user Shiba3. Let's try this. Not much. Okay, so if you'll now notice, the name of the binary is Shiba4. It's not Shiba3. So find all, and rather than the user, let's do name. We'll search in everywhere where the name is Shiba4. So search everywhere where the name is Shiba4. Let's find something. Oh my god, these are a lots and lots and lots of files. Oh my god. Let's hope we find something. Okay, my bad guys, it's Shiba, it's not Sahiba. It's my spelling mistake. And now let's run this. Now it's better, I hope so. And again we were left with a huge, okay, see, if you'll notice, we find something less over here in opt secret Shiba, and there is no permission denied error as well. So I guess that is, the file is /opt, then there was secret, I guess there was secret after that, and then there was Shiba. Yeah, OTB secret Shiba4. Let's run this. Is this the password? Let's check. Yep, that's the password. Oh, that was great. So let's switch user to Shiba4, and I'm copy and pasting, doing this copy paste work via my Ctrl+Shift+C and Ctrl+Shift+V. So how do you specify which user you want to run? So to run command via like the sudo command. You need to type sudo and whatever command you want. Okay, so how to specify which user I want to run the command as? So it's -u. It's like sudo -u, and then you can continue. And how do I run whoami as user gen? So sudo -u, and I want to be gen, and the command I want to run is whoami. Yep, done. So it's sudo -l. Let me show it in my terminal. I'll do sudo -l, and it will ask me for the password. You can see over here, you can see everything. That user AA, that is me, can run all of these commands and all. So I can run any command. So adding users and groups. Okay, so how do I add user test to the group test? So you add it by typing sudo, then user mod, then -a -g test. Okay, sudo user mod -a -g, name of the group and name of the user. So just remember that you need to type user mod -a, that's there, and there is -g group name and the username. Now the nano command which I just showed you guys before, it just used to edit files. So you can just do nano like ls, just you can just change it by doing this. You can just type anything you want and then press Ctrl X and press Y to save it, like Ctrl X, and then like press enter. It will just happen. Then there is this one, basic skrill bash. So you just can read this. This is nothing like something to solve. Since this is not, I guess you guys are not for the Linux course, right? You are just for the answers. But if you are for the Linux course, I'll make something else, and I'll make a different one where I'll explain better. Kill is used to kill the process, like I can stop the VPN connection. So this one is the last thing. This is a penetration site, blah blah blah. Okay, maybe let's try to be the super user. Nope. Let's think about this. Okay guys, so let's see. Maybe we need to find the password for note, because when I do this and I do ls, the username has note, and I think he might be like where we want to go. Like we have done Shiba 2, we have done Shiba 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this one is left. So let's do this. So we need to find a file containing the password for note. Okay, so firstly I'll just copy paste the command. I know I got this command. This command is like the find command, but in this command there is some added stuff like dash type f2 greater than f /null. What this will do is it will remove all the like errors and all which were coming. Like I'll even do this. So let's do with Shiba 1. So when I do with Shiba 1, you don't see any errors. See, there are no errors. And I'll just do this, and I'll remove this, and I'll do Shiba 2. So you can see so many files which have like permission denied, permission denied, permission denied, and you can see like so many files. Okay, so for Shiba 2 there is this file which doesn't give any permission denied, so let's go there. Var log test 1234. So cd var log ls, and let's cat test 1234, and yep, says permission denied. Maybe because I'm Shiba 4 and it doesn't allow anyone else to access this file except Shiba 2 or the root maybe. So let's switch user to Shiba 2, and the password for Shiba 2 was and now let's cat this file. Finally we got the answer, we got the password for the newt user. So I can just do node, and I can paste the password, and now I'm node. Finally, let's see, am I the root? Yes, I can just run all the commands where I am like the root now. To cat root, and the name of the file was root.txt. It says the path over here, root.txt. So this is the flag which we were looking for. Let's copy paste this, and it's done. Congratulations, you have finished this room and you will even earn this reward. So I hope you like this video, and I'll be putting a link for this thing, the playlist where like all the rooms for TryHackMe are there. So you can just go and save that playlist, like it's just all the rooms in one place. So I hope you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and see you next time.